welcome everyone. This is our slot 3 closing ceremony, so congratulations to all of you. This is your last meeting, your last time on Zoom for Neuromatch or Climatematch Academy this year. So just a huge congratulations to all of you. You all have accomplished so much in the last 2 or 3 weeks, depending on what course that you've done. And we're really excited to spend a little time celebrating with you and hearing a little bit from all of you about your experience. So, yeah, this next few, minutes or hour is really just to kind of hear from you all and celebrate with all of you. To start, I'd love to do a little word cloud. So if you can do, Mariah will put the link in the chat. You can also use this QR code. Just one word that describes your experience here at Neuromatch Academy over the last several weeks that you've been doing. So if you can go ahead and pop something in that word cloud, and I'll share my screen once people get that QR code. Awesome. Oops. Let's see, we'll have people start filling it out. Whirlwind, yes, that's a good one. Fun, proud, yes. It was really awesome to hear from so many of you in our little Airtable survey about your proudest moment. Oh, looks like we might be hitting a subscription. Interactive, rewarding, awesome. Awesome, great. Worm, I feel like that must have something to do with your pod name. Intense, interdisciplinary. Oh, yeah, I feel like sometimes you just need a sound to express your experience. Oh, and if it is reaching the maximum, you can always put it in the chat too. Sorry about that, guys. So, oh, that's very sweet. Excellent. Exceptional. Awesome. Yeah, I need some sleep. Yes, hopefully when we log off today, all of you can take a little break for yourself. Cool. Yeah, looks like some people might be having some technical issues. Yeah, add your word to the chat too if the word cloud is not working for you. Awesome. Cool. Great. Interactive. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you all for sharing, and you can kind of keep sharing in the chat too. Enriching, a lot of supportive friends. That's great to hear.
Could you please resend the link for
Mhm.
people who join later?
Yeah, there we go. Rewarding kindness. Yes, awesome. Great. Cool. Well, yeah, thank you all for sharing. You can keep adding to it, keep adding to the chat as well. But it's great to kind of hear from all of you a little bit about your journey. We like to share a little bit of behind the scenes of how Neuromatch Academy is made possible. It takes a lot of work from a lot of different people, so you can see our Slack message history gets increasingly more intense as we get closer to the Academy. This is all of our volunteers, all of our staff working behind the scenes. Our support tickets. So many of you probably opened a support ticket of some fashion. So a huge thank you to Nelson, Gideon, Faise, and Luai, who are the people who are there to answer your questions, whether it be in just a random channel or through email or through our Discord support tickets. So a big thank you to them. And a huge thank you to our volunteers. So Neuromatch is really not possible without the hard work of many, many volunteers, especially when it comes to our content creation and our content expertise. So a huge thank you to all of them who make this possible. A big thank you to your professional development mentors. So hopefully this year you had a good experience with them and were able to connect with someone who is a little more senior in the field. A shout out to all of our kind of leadership, our course leadership this year. So Kate Marius and Richard led our Comp Neuro course. Richard was the person behind our new week 2, day of content, which I know is a little extreme or hard for some folks. We saw your feedback, so we'll continue to iterate, but I think it adds a really awesome addition to our course this year. our deep learning leadership. So Byron, Cindy, Joseph, and Jawira were all a big part of updating a lot of our deep learning content and streamlining it for this year. Zach and Eva, and especially Eva's postdoc, Sergey and Da Vinciana, were the two folks who updated our projects this year. So a huge shout out to them for their work. And then all of our department chairs. So these folks help make all the different aspects of our course possible. So Angelo helped make all those professional development seminars in June possible. Sandra and Ole did a lot of kind of behind the scenes work to make sure our tech continues to improve and our portal continues to improve. Ashar, who's also a student in our NeuroAI course, made sure we had a chess tournament this year, added the Wordle competition, ran our art contest. So a huge thank you to him. Nicolas and Kirolis updated our TA training for this year and supported our TAs. Peter and Tolu. Tolu is also one of our TAs this year, which is great. They both led our ambassadors program, which we'll talk a little bit about at the end. And then Aparajita helped with our comms this year. So a big thank you to all of our volunteer chairs. And I would be remiss without thanking our staff as well. So they are really the backbone of making this academy possible. So a huge thank you to Manisha. Many of you have interacted with her. She was a huge part of our support team this year. Constantine helping with all of our technical bugs that came up. Laura will make sure all our TAs get paid, which is very important. Bradley always fundraising and making sure this academy is possible. Mariah, who's on the call with me, she really makes it possible for our applications to get open, for you to hear about it, for us to be able to share your stories. So a huge thank you to her. And Joanna, who runs our Impact Scholars program. You hopefully saw her yesterday in the info session. She's really done a lot to make sure that program is ready for all of you. So huge thank you to them. And again, big thanks to our support staff for this year. And finally, all of the funding supporters that make it possible, a big thank you to them. And most of all, and most importantly, a huge thank you to our teaching assistants. So your TAs are really the ones who are there every day with you throughout the course. They're the ones who make Neuromatch what it is for each of you. So a big thank you to them. This is just a few of them, the ones that submitted their photo on time, but all of them deserve a huge thanks and a huge round of applause. Awesome. And I would love to hear from a couple of our TAs. Is there any TA on the call that would like to share a little bit about their experience? Maybe what's your favorite part about being a TA? Let's see.
Yeah, I can go.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, hi, I am Rito, and probably you know me, and this is my second year as a TA, and this year I was also a lead TA, and it is my fourth year total in Neuromatch. So first 2 years as a student in Computational Neuroscience, then NeuroAI, then 2 years as TA. So great to be here, great experience. And I'm Rito, I'm from Calcutta, India. I currently work at X.AI, and I have experience in deep learning research engineer in computer vision. So, and I also am interested in SciML and AGI. So basically, I am managing the whole thing with a full-time job. So I am sleeping very little. In some days, I have slept like 2-3 hours, but I totally enjoyed the process, and I will return again if I can. And so I really like Neuromatch Academy and what it does. And thanks to all the organizers and people behind the scenes. And passion for teaching, it actually keeps me coming back to it. Okay. And this year, I believe that I have a much better hold in all aspects of Neuromatch Academy. And so 2 things I'd say to the students. So like, you have worked very hard in the last few days. If you can carry the momentum like this, your research and your studies will be a lot better. And another thing is, group studies. Group studies are really magical. And this is not my first or last time that I'll be, attending or managing group studies. So they are really magical, and, do group studies with people and about anything that you're interested in. Yeah, that's all that I'd like to say. And thank you everyone here. And yeah, that's all from me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rito.
And one thing that when people actually, get stuck in something, and when I explain it to them and there is a light in their face, that's like the best part of Neuromatch Academy. Yeah, for me. Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Rito. I'm seeing a lot more TAs getting shouted out in the chat. Do we have another TA who wants to come off mute and share a little bit with us?
I can go. I'm Timone. I'm kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. This is my first time TAing. I'd never been a student before. I didn't even know about Neuromatch. I just found out about it on LinkedIn at some point this year, and it's been very, very fun and very exciting. I also have kind of the opposite feeling about questions because sometimes it has happened a few times that a student asks me a question, I have to go, huh, yeah, I don't know. I have to go, you know what? I have to read some like Python documentation and get back to you to actually be able to answer that because I don't fully know why the variables go in that order. I just memorized it, but I don't fully know. So it's been very fun to find out sort of the gaps in my knowledge of the things that I do automatically. And then a student asks like a really good question, I have to actually go ahead and like do some like research on the side to figure out why something works the way it does. It's been very, very fun.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, I love hearing I feel like being a TA lends itself so much to learning yourself, right? Too, right? They say the best way to learn is to teach. So it sounds like you did a lot of extra research for your students, which is awesome. Thank you. Let's see. I think we have time for another one. Is there another TA that wants to come off mute and share a little bit?
Yes, I can go in. Julius here.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I also want to say, some of the students are also busy as working, as Rito said, as a TA. So it's challenging when you are doing tutorials, you mention their names, they are not talking, and you're wondering, okay, is everything all right, But in the long run, I mean, when they were able to present their projects, my students are laughing, I can see them. When they were able to present their projects, that's a very good feeling you have, because at a point you're even wondering whether they can pull off the projects, but then the project TAs are giving their best for them, and eventually they do it, and it's a wonderful thing. So they should keep it up. They've given up their best. They've given their best, and let's keep doing this. It was nice to meet everyone from when we had the projects, people from different other places as well. So I think that's the beauty of NNA. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I know it's awesome that you all get to kind of do a culmination and do the projects at the end, which is great. I hope all the presentations today went well. Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you all so much for sharing, and thanks everyone in the chat for shouting out your TAs and giving them some love. I know they definitely deserve it. And next, we really want to just spend a moment to congratulate all of you, the students. So we have a small compilation of some of our screenshots throughout kind of the events that we've done and the pod photos that you've shared. So really just congratulations to all of you. It's a big accomplishment. Neuromatch is an intense course. No matter which of the 4 courses that you were a part of, we know that it's a tough course. We know it's hard. We know that you also all have a lot going on in your life. So thank you for like doing this for yourself, for taking the time out of your summer, winter, whatever season it is for you, and choosing to kind of take the time and learn for yourself. So yeah, just a huge congratulations to all of you. Yeah, some of our ones are really fun this year. I feel like we had a little song one, which was great. So yeah, and hopefully these are relationships that you'll continue to foster. I know that we've had across the many years of Neuromatch, folks that get to meet at conferences, people maintain friendships that turn into research collaborations in the future. I know a lot of our students from, 2020, 2021, there's a lot of folks who are now in faculty positions, which is really cool. So thinking about kind of how you can continue these relationships across time and kind of grow together in the computational science space. Cool. And we know that you all are from everywhere. I know many of you have shared where you're from, but if you want to drop it in the chat, you're welcome to. Where you're calling in from today, and kind of representing. We had a lot of students applications this year, and about 1,300 students ended up starting the course. And we had about 109 teaching assistants join us this year, both regular, lead, and our project TAs. Great. We talked a little bit about the projects that you all did today. So these are word clouds from the abstracts or project proposals. So these are the things that you all studied collectively. So this year we had mostly behavior and theory pods, which is really interesting. That's different than last year. So that really shows that for our Comp Neuro course, we had kind of a different interest and focus from our students, which is exciting to see. And then next we had a lot of neurons pods and then fMRI and ECOG. So doing a lot of really cool research. For deep learning this year, we had mostly computer vision. That was the most interesting and exciting project topic for this year. In addition, we had some neuroscience pods, natural language processing, and then RL as well. So these are some of the kind of top words of what our deep learning students were studying this year. The abstracts did not go to the void. I did look at them, yes. So for NeuroAI, these ones are from our project proposals. So NeuroAI was mostly microlearning. That was what was most exciting and interesting for our students in NeuroAI this year, followed by comparing networks and then macro circuits. So here's some of the stuff that our NeuroAI students were focusing on. And finally, computational tools for climate science. Mostly our precipitation, variability, and extreme events is always our biggest one. That's the one that's most exciting and interesting to students. And then we had a lot of heat waves project groups as well. So I feel like heat waves is really coming up. So maybe we had more heat waves on that one. But these are some of the top words across our climate project. So it's cool to see kind of all the different things that you all have studied over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Really diverse. Even though you have shared, data set topics, the research that you all do is very different and diverse. So it's really cool to see what you've been working on. So, our favorite memories. So thanks for folks who took a minute to submit them. I'd love to hear in the chat what your favorite memory was from the course. So we had a few that we worked so effectively as a pod, which is great. We had a lot of fun during group discussions during our project time. Every day I'd look forward to it, which is really awesome. The first time I managed to run a coding exercise successfully during peer coding, I know sharing your screen puts a little extra pressure on you, so that's an awesome memory, so thank you. And then from one of our TAs, all the aha moments when we learned something together, and the moment before the course time when we got to talk a bit about how everyone's day was going. I feel like we have a little extra time, maybe if we can do like a raised hands. I know there's quite a few people on the call, but I can pick maybe 2 students to share their favorite memory. So if you want to use the raise hand function, and I can pick kind of 2 of the first folks. Let's see. Anyone want to share a favorite memory? Yeah, awesome. Yusuf, go ahead and go first. You can share your favorite memory.
Hello everyone, I'm Yusuf from Nigeria. One of my favorite memory about Neuromatch in its entirety, for me entirely, is the people I get to work with. I would say my pod and the friends I made, everyone. Anyway, shout out to you guys, but I know every one of you are here because they were all very, very, very supportive, very understanding, and always encouraging. And also for our TE, our regular TE, he's also one of the best person I've ever met, easy to approach, and always there to help whenever there's need. And then also thumbs up to our project TA too. He's been very smart and very supportive. And then thank you all to Neuromatch. I'm saying this all to Neuromatch in general because I'm someone that I love to think. So I didn't know anything much about neuroscience until I come to see the importance of the brain and how it works. So and then it's connectivity to how we think. So and it's been very amazing, though it's been overwhelming for me. But the most important thing I love is the people I met. I love every one of them. And thank you much, guys.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's see. Ben, do you want to share next? I see your hand.
Yeah, I talked about this at our pod farewell, but we had a group of 4 people doing a presentation, and Ananya is the youngest in our whole pod by far, but that hardly meant that she fell behind anybody in her abilities or enthusiasm and was doing a great job. But I don't think she had so much experience presenting, especially online. And when she was looking at her slide with some maps of heat wave measurements and a lot of text, she was saying, "Oh, there's like so much text over here." I said, "Leave the text, but don't look at it when you're presenting. Just talk about, these images, just talk about those." And so when it came up in our presentation, something happened with Google Slides and the text was just totally covered by the images and not visible at all. And she was like, and I was thinking, Ananya totally thinks that I hid this text from her to make her fly without a net, which again, I did not, but she did a great job anyway. She was well prepared and knocked it out of the park. So good job, Ananya. It was very well done.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, shout out to Ananya. That's great. Let's see. Roginis, do you want to go next?
Yeah, name is Ramos. Actually, I
Oh,
wrote them in the wrong
sorry.
order. Yeah, so it was an awesome camp, and I had a lot of incredible discussions, especially at the end with my project teammates. I feel like we progressed a lot in the last days. But one of the discussions which like I found most interesting was actually one I did not participate in at all. It was a discussion between two of my other podmates. And I remember one of them described neuroscience as like the final frontier of science because people from all kinds of different domains can all contribute with a different perspective. And I really thought it was a beautiful thought. And I think I learned a lot from different subjects and I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's cool. I think one thing I love about our students is, yeah, the diversity of academic backgrounds people come from. I think that really does speak to that, what you're saying. So that's great. Let's see. Daria, do you want to be our last one to share?
Yep, thank you so much. To be honest, like also my memory would be just like about our team and our like project TA and our pod TA because I really feel like the people that I've met and like I mean we were super late to this closing ceremony because we just like keep on talking with the pod, just because like we couldn't just let it go. And I really enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed like people here and like I couldn't like even like think about specific memory because just like each day it was something like fun and nice. And I really loved it. Like people were so chill and so helpful and so inclusive. And yeah, so for me, like the best memory I would have from the anime is just like about how cool like how many cool people you can meet actually in academia and neuro academia and just and in general and just I don't know how much nice experience and I don't know how much inspiration also you can get from those people and so I get a lot of inspiration a lot of nice memories from my pod so yeah thanks all of them so yeah that will be my best memory just like the whole team and the whole
Oh,
everyone yeah.
that's awesome. Thank you, Daria. Awesome. Thank you for everyone that shared. Our next one is what you're most proud of. So this one we'll probably just do in the chat, but if you want to share kind of your personal, like what you're really proud of, or maybe you saw some of your teammates. I feel like some of the stories shared a little bit of those proud moments of our teammates as well. But yeah, myself, yes, I'm very proud of all of you too. I think, like I said, this was a really cool thing to be able to do. Yeah, Jeffrey, if you want to share, we can do one quick share. I saw your hand up quickly. Oh, I see you're off mute, but I can't hear you. Okay, maybe if you want, Jeffrey, if you want to do it in the chat, and then is it Shira? Do you want to share what you're most proud of?
Yeah. So, I think I had a few moments where mostly in the project times, but also in the tutorials, that we discussed the issues and what we are going to do, and I suggested some method or suggested some computation approach, and it was like new to someone, and I explained it, and I think I maybe a bit like I don't know if it's something to be proud of, but I think like it really raised my confidence that I can discuss something with people like who are in the same like group with me or in the same like level, and still like we can exchange memory and ideas. And just because in my lab I'm the most young and I'm only in masters, while a lot of them are finishing their PhD. So like talking to someone and being like a peer instead of like something to look up to was really fun and like really nice experience that I can also contribute to the discussion and can make some interesting and important remarks. So it was fun.
Awesome. Yes, I definitely think that's something. So, Os, thank you for sharing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yes, thank you. And yeah, thank you for everyone who's sharing in the chat as well. All right, we have our art contest results. So for these, we took the top kind of contenders across each of the 4 Discord servers and then shared them in the Neuromatch Slack with our staff and volunteers. And then folks voted on kind of a final winner for each of them. So our first one is pod logos. These are some of the fun ones that were shared. So I do feel like our pod names made for fun logos this year, I would say. And these were some of our finalists, and this one was our winner from our Computational Tools for Climate Science course. It was the, let's see if I can say this right, the CPAC Till Vanilla pod. So this was a really awesome pod logo, so congratulations to the person who made this one. And as you all know, we are going to do prizes this year, so I'll reach out to you via Discord to kind of get that set up with all of our winners. Our next one is our t-shirt design. These ones are always super fun. So these were some of all of the ones in our across our different servers. This one really split hairs between the meme and the t-shirt, but I did put it in the t-shirt slide. That one's pretty good. I know that many people love cats in our Discords, so those ones are great. And then these were our 4 finalists. And the Learning Takes Time one is the official winner from our Slack vote. I will say all these are like way cool. So I think Mariah and I are going to work together to see what we can put together on our merch store. So you'll definitely be seeing our winning one, but hopefully you'll be seeing maybe a few other options as well on our t-shirt store. So thank you for everyone that took the time to put together these really cool designs. And yeah, we loved the Ode to the World Cup. I know many of our students were probably balancing not only work, but also watching many football games during our course time. So this one was really cool. Cool. Our next category is general illustration. So these ones were we also had some photography, which was awesome. We have some cool like notes people are really good at doing, some pen drawings. I thought this one was really incredible, the beta fish. Have some cool brain doodles here. And then these were our 3 finalists. So this pen drawing ended up winning the best vote in our Slack space. And then this really cool one, I think this one won the most votes on the CompNeuro Discord for sure. This one was a really cool character that someone's building for their game. So yeah, a really cool second place one as well. These are all really awesome. Some AI art. Many of the other ones did use AI art, but these were kind of the official entries for the AI art one. So this really cool tree one is the winner for that. We had some memes. We didn't have an official winner for memes, but we still wanted to share some of the ones that were shared both in the memes channel and in the art contest. So we have some good climate ones. This one was people were a fan of that one. This one was an old one, but I do think it's pretty funny, so I included it. So we brought back our chess tournament this year. I think we had 40 players, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, a lot of folks participated in our chess tournament, and congratulations to Obaid, who was our winner. Very close games between the 2, the gold and the silver here. So congratulations to the winner. And then we had Wordle. As you all know, I feel like I saw in the chat, this is someone's new obsession. We had a small error on the Comp Neuro one, so they were not included. I'm very sorry. We'll get it fixed for next year. But across our other three courses, we have Akshara was our winner for the Wordle. And we did it on these like scores basically. So it measures kind of across all the games you played, how quickly did you get your Wordle correct, and then it calculates a score for you. So kind of a cool way for us to see kind of who did the Wordle the best over the course. So congratulations, Ikshara. Cool. That wraps up our art contest. So now just a big thanks to the folks sharing their journey on social media. We love to see it. It's a way that we can kind of see and hear about your experience. So just a few posts that have been made during the course of folks working hard. Yeah, we know lots of tea and coffee was had during the last few weeks. So thank you to the caffeine that fueled us, right? All right, now we just want to talk a little bit about what's next. So you will get your end of course surveys. So hopefully you took your time that was already allotted to you today to go ahead and do that. If you have not, please make sure you do your end of course survey. It is required for you to receive your certificate. Certificates will be available in the portal no later than the 8th of August. Honestly, they'll probably be there very soon, so you should be able to check sooner than that. But we'll be able to go through all of the attendance waivers and kind of anything like that by the 8th of August. So please take a look, and then if there's an issue after that date, you can reach out to us, but please give us a little time to get that all sorted. To find your certificate, that will be in the portal. You'll go to your profile, and then under documents, you'll be able to either right click and save as a PDF, or you can screenshot it. So either of those work great. And then in the portal, you can also connect it to your ORCID account. We sent instructions about that via email if you want to do that. That's just a way for you to kind of document it in a different place. So feel free to also use that if it's helpful to you. And we did just want to take a minute to acknowledge Climatematch. This is the last year that Climatematch will be running under Neuromatch. So this is I believe the 4th iteration of Climatematch that we've run. And just, yeah, a really incredible community. And just want to say thank you to all the people that made it possible. So the many, many volunteers that built all the content, that built the structure, that kind of made Climatematch what it is today. Our TAs and students, I know we have tons of repeat TAs for Climatematch specifically, so a big thank you to all of you. And it will kind of continue to live on, so we'll work to make sure the content is always available and the open source content's always available to you all through partners. I know that I've made a lot of friends through Climatematch, so those relationships will continue to stay. And then Climatematch was the original, like, where the Impact Scholars program that you all have heard so much about was developed. So it was Climatematch volunteers that saw the need for that continued research opportunity, and they built a program that allowed for that. So we will continue to run those programs in our neuroscience and computational science programs. Yeah, so we'll continue to keep you updated, but just a huge thank you and appreciation and a lot of love for all of our Climatematch community. Cool. And with that, we'll talk a little bit more about the Impact Scholars. You've heard a lot about this. Joanna spent a full hour yesterday giving you kind of a lot of information. But remember, this is a 6-month mentored research program that you can continue working on your either academy project, or you can look at our partner projects. Those have been shared in the Discord, so make sure to check those out. You will have several like structured professional development workshops, and at the end of it, you'll have a citable micropublication, a public-facing research summary, and also a live research seminar as well that we'll record. So make sure that you already submitted your project since you're here, so make sure you said that you're interested, and then there'll be more instructions about group formation, and then applications will be due later, so in several weeks. So you have quite a while to kind of work together, find new groups, find folks you want to work with, and then put together that research proposal application for the Impact Scholars. So there's lots of extra information, so I think Mariah will put these put these links in the chat, but our Scholars Wiki, I think, will have the recording and then has tons of additional FAQs information, so check those out. And you can also check out what people did previously, which is really fun too, to see those things published in our the Zenodo repos. So awesome. So yes, keep track of Impact Scholars. We hope that you apply for that. Finally, we're always looking for volunteers, so we don't have a ton of volunteer positions open right now since we're wrapping up the academy, but we will over the next few months. So if that's something you're interested in, keep an eye on our social media when we're recruiting for that. I usually also post in our Discord. There's a lot of great examples. Akshar is a great example of someone who was a student and then came in to help with some of our student experience work as well. So please, I love working with our students and TAs. You all know the course really well, so you can kind of help deliver really good experiences through our volunteer positions as well. And then we have our awesome ambassadors program. I feel like Mariah, since you're here, I'm putting you on the spot, but do you want to share a little bit about our ambassadors program?
Sure. The ambassadors answer questions from potential students, so they may email you. Some of our ambassadors also present about their experience to university clubs or out in their community. So it's a really great way to share your experience and hopefully inspire some potential students to follow in your footsteps.
Yes, and that application is open, so you can check out that QR code. It's also on our volunteer page. And that's really only open to folks who have previously been students and TAs. So it's just an opportunity for you all to kind of continue to share about your love for Neuromatch with others. And finally, as I've kind of shouted out, but Mariah does a really incredible job of sharing all of your stories with our broader community. So if you're interested in talking with her and sharing a quote on our social media or in a blog, please do connect with her. This is the QR code to do so. So we love to continue talking with you and kind of continue sharing stories as well. Great. That is our kind of final slide for all of you. So just a huge congratulations. I'd love to do a little class photo if we can. I know we might not be able to get everyone in the picture, but if you want to go ahead and turn your camera on, we can take a little screenshot of the folks who are here. Cool. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I don't want that. I'm sorry, this is where I'm not very good at oh. Awesome. Okay, I think I got one. Hopefully, Mariah, you also got one or two. So awesome. Well, thank you all again. Congratulations. I hope you all get some rest this weekend and for the rest of July before you go on. I know many of you will start up in your academic cycle in August or September. So thank you. Congratulations. It's been an honor to get to know all of you, to meet all of you, and to be a part of this journey. So thank you so much.